Alright, so Second Job Game with Sebastian here. I'm going to show y'all how to do the space station stuff with advanced rocketry. So, got here my 16 by 16 launch pad with my space station. Got my rockets built with my satellite bays. Got my rocket built to get up to the place I need to go to, the moon, the space station, whatever. So, first of all, I'm going to show you guys how to do the space station since it is the utmost thing that I am having the most problems with. So, as y'all know, go ahead and have your space station assembler here next to it with the structure towers and everything there. Have it built and ready to go. You're going to need to have a satellite bay in there with it, and you hit scan, it says ready to go, hit build, ready to go. So we're going to scan it first. It's got power underneath it, and over here I'm going to show you all how to set up the rockets. So this is the rockets I have built, all the different configurations that I've found. So from the slowest rocket to the fastest rocket that I could make is just as small as I could get them. So scan it. So it's got all the bars here. Thrust is past the tick mark. Weight is up to the tick mark. Fuel is past the tick mark. These are the two that you need to have past the tick mark. Acceleration is just how fast it will get up there. So that's 0.02. This one's 0.03. It's just a little bit faster with that one more engine. So this one 0.05. Fuel, thrust. Thrust is good. This one right here, 90 and 0.09, and of course my big behemoth here takes a little bit longer to scan because it's on a bigger pad. And as you can see, it is a 250 with a 0.18. So this guy will get moving, but he's so heavy. So now as you can see here, we are almost done with the scan. And we'll come back over here and show you what it looks like with that. Scan is ready. So he's good to go. So you got your space station ID chip unprogrammed because it's going to build the first space station. If you have one that you're going to build later on, you need to be sure to have the program chip in there for the station that you want to add on to, and I'll try to show you all that too. Empty satellite bay, go ahead and build it. You'll see that these guys disappear. It is okay, just wait for it to do that. And in the meantime, put on your space suit because you are ready to go. You'll notice that above your food monitor, you'll see that you have an empty O2 sensor. That is your oxygen tank. And this gas charge pad says it takes power. It does not take power. So just took a bunch of oxygen in there, like so. Fill it on up. Take out those. You can keep them, but you don't need to in this creative world, of course. And you just step on it, and you'll watch as the blue fills up the oxygen tank inside your chest piece. One of the upgrades, of course, is extra oxygen. I found that you don't really need that because you're going to be using oxygen very little out there that I've found. So go ahead and add it on if you got the time to do it. Resources. In the meantime, we're just going to go ahead and leave that for this one. A lot of cool upgrades you can do that spacesuit. And in the meantime, come back over here. It's almost finished, and you'll see that it does this. Leaves you with your Station 1 ID chip and your space station container. Take both of those out. Turn around, look at your satellite builder, which requires the following. Requires a power, an input power plug, and this guy on top of it. Otherwise, it will not work out right, and it'll give you the big X, the horrifying X that it does to you. So stick this guy in there, and make sure it says right to left click right to secondary chip, and it will build it and drop it in there. Station 1, Station 1. So that's what you want. Station 1, Station 1. I'm going to leave one of those guys in there for a secondary chip. And put him here as well because you're going to need that for later. Now, you can see here that my launch pad is completely empty because it took all of my stuff. Now, notice that I have not built the rocket yet. I have it scanned. I can go ahead and put the space station in the satellite bay on the top of it. This one is to build the space station. It's not to launch you into space. So go ahead and do that. Hit build. It is now a rocket, and you can no longer right click that, and we have to add some fuel to it. So add some fuel to it. Go ahead and grab your linker from LibVulb's linker, and this is how you're going to use this one. You're going to shift right click this one, and then right click that one, and then shift right click this one, and right click him. And we'll now see that fuel is being distributed into the rocket, and you can see the fuel here moving on up. Wait for it to reach all the way to the top, and since it's linked to the station, it will go all the way up there. Once it's launched, and once its fuel's all the way up, hit that launch button and watch him take off. Pretty cool. Now you know it's entered the atmosphere, exited the atmosphere, when the big flash on the top of the screen goes off in the sky. Now I've never seen this thing do any progress. Maybe for some other things like that. We will wait for that some other time. I'm gonna watch it go on up just because it's so cool. As the smoke fills you over and then disappears. Get this mesmerizing little cone of smoke with no smoke in the middle. How about that? Rain, rain, go away, come again another day. Bye-bye, rain. And watch as the sky goes poof. You might have missed it because of the rain. But anyway, I'll move on over here to my rocket. So, hit this right here. It is scanned. Go ahead and build it because we are ready to go. Destination is unavailable, so we're going to drop out of that. Fall to my hurt. Gonna game mode 1 to get on up there in here and show you guys. So if you can get yourself set up a little better than I did. It does not want you to go in there. So left shift. You're going to shift right click this right here. Tap that. Put station 1 in there. Come on back out. You're going to right click that. It says destination station 1. And you'll notice that there is no fuel in this thing. Be sure to check your fuel. So we know that we have fuel on us. So you can either fill it through the rocket fuel thingy, or you can just keep right clicking until you are done with the fueling. And then once you're done, empty hand, right click, notice you got plenty of fuel, and you're gonna take off. Look how fast he goes. This dude just moves. We are going to space, everybody. Look at that view, would you? Twinkly lights. I love that point. It's a pretty good addition. So, you know, the screen changes at 9:99 and you are now in space. Auto descend, press the space bar. Notice how fast he's dropping. He is dropping fast. Bam! Look at that. So, shift, and we're gonna, yeah! Yeah! Again, we got our airlock here set up for it. Pretty. Alright, so we will be back with how to add on to the station here in a little while. Alright, so we're back here now, and we got ourselves our little station docking port. And we're going to walk on out here. You don't have to worry about falling, because you will find yourself back on the pad there. So, say we want to add on to this spot right here. Notice that your orientation is north to south, facing this way. So if you want to build outward, you're going to be going from south to north. This is very important. Very important. Now, what I always like to do is I just knock out one of those blocks, put it there, and rename it Part 1. It has no target ID because it doesn't have anything to target. And we're going to go back down to the planet, and we're going to get started on that. So destination is Earth. We do not have enough fuel to do that, so we're going to fuel up. And now we got enough fuel. We will be back when I'm on Earth. Alright, so we are back here now, and we have ourselves our south to north setting. At the end of the thing here, we're going to move it one step forward. We're going to put down our station docking port. We're going to name it part 2, and we're going to need the target ID, what we called it upstairs in the air, part 1. Make sure that you see it that way, and then we will go ahead and get ourselves some aluminum blocks. Maybe. There we go. And that's the one I want right there. So I'll put him out here. I am in creative mode just for the ease sake. So I'm going to put an arrow here just to show you the orientation. 2, 3, 2, 3. So this is what we have. We have ourselves an arrow pointing away from the base. So the base should be here. Base should be right here, like so, with this docking port. So they're going to link together, like so. So this one's underneath, this one's right here, and then you're going to have that little space that you're going to have to build in afterward. I shouldn't have done that. So part 2 and part 1. Make sure the target ID is correct. And then what you do is you come over here, take your satellite bay, put it in there, get your key that you had made, make it in there as well, and you're gonna scan it real quick just to make sure everything's good, and we'll be back when that one's done to hit. Alright, and we are back with the build, Station 1, we've got our space station container here. Notice that the rocket for the first one is gone, it is destroyed in the process, so sorry, but that's how it is. Make sure you do put this stuff together in there before you build the rocket, otherwise you will lose all of it. So quick scan, just make sure it's ready for liftoff, build it, and put some fuel in there. Go ahead and link it, shift click, shift click, shift click, shift click, and you'll see that it is fueling up. And as usual, when it's full, launch it. And this rocket will be destroyed as well, just how it is. So in the same process, we're going to come over here to this guy, we're going to put some fuel into that guy, and we're going to link him, and watch as the fuel goes down. So it should be completely filled up by the time I get back over here to this guy. Now, if you see this fuel gauge right here going up and down, going up and down, going up and down at the very end, you have a derpy rocket. Just scrap him because he will never have enough fuel to launch. He will not get anywhere. Too bad you just can't go ahead and fill him out. Alright, so he is still filling up, so we're going to knock all that out. Wait for this guy to fill up. Oh, he's got a lot of fuel to go. Never mind. He is up there too. Alright, well I think that is enough to get us into air, so we're going to launch ourselves as well. Now watch the sky as it goes poof, because of the rocket finally reaches the atmosphere. See that? Poof. Like boom. Well, maybe not. Maybe that wasn't it. We might actually beat it. There it goes. Ah, y'all saw the poof on that one. And I do not see the arrow in the right direction. Man, this thing is buggy. It built my arrow in the wrong direction. So, as you can see, my arrow is all kinds of in the wrong area. It took out some of my base. So, look at that. Just took the whole thing out. Alright, so this is one of those stations where it's going to be kind of difficult to figure it out, so that's why it's always seems to be better to go ahead and build it up while you're out here. Because it does some weird things. Okay, and let's do this. What I want, launch pad. We'll be back when we're built. So we are back. We're going to try this one more time. I'll knock that guy out there. We're going to put in part 1. We're going to try part 2 this time. So, knock that out. I'll put some more fuel in this guy. And we'll be back when I am back at Earth and got everything all ready to go. Alright, so a little different arrow this time, and we're going to see this is part 2 to part 1. I'm going to go ahead and get it built with our space station satellite bay here. This guy. And we know it's good, so we're just going to go ahead and build it. I'll go ahead and fuel back up my rocket over here. You do have to relink it every time. Unfortunately, it just does seem to be that way. So now if the buckets reach 16 right here, it will stop. Like so. You'll notice that it stops fueling up because it doesn't have any more room with which to drop anything in there. And once this guy reaches the bottom, it is no longer going to be fueling anything up. It's not dropping any more in there because it's got no place to put the buckets. So just take the buckets out, watch as it fills everything back up again, and good to go. Notice it's almost filled. It's almost built. Yay! And we are going to get ready to go. So, south to north orientation. Pick it up. There we go. Got one more rocket to drop in there. Put that in the satellite bay. Drop. Scan it. Build it. Link it. And link it. And drop some fuel in there. And watch as the fuel rises up. So, fuel over here done. Does look like it, so you're ready to go. Wait for the fuel on this one. Alright, so it is ready to go. Hit that launch button, watch it go off. Now that one had 5 rockets, so it's going to get up there a little faster. But it's not going to outrun this guy. Look at that. He just beats him like nobody's business. Now you can be up there waiting for it. It will eventually make it on its own. It is okay. So we're going to see just how it does. Almost there. Look at that. And dropping, and dropping, and dropping, and firing the thrusters, and we are arrived. Look at that. That time it worked out beautifully. So that's how you do it, ladies and gentlemen. Do be careful, because you can really mess up your space station. Since it doesn't work like it's supposed to all the time, I highly recommend just going ahead and building it on the outside, if at all possible. Get your backpack, jetpack with it and everything like that. Make sure it's fueled up with all of it. And frankly, don't be afraid to use creative if you have to, because it doesn't seem to work like it's supposed to. But I appreciate y'all watching for Second Job Gaming. If you like what you see, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the like. It really helps me out a lot, showing you some more stuff coming up, and watch some more of my Age of Engineering episodes. And I'll see y'all later. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.